need to get started investing is one of these and one of these. Let me show you how. So you want to head over to your app store and search for Trading 212. This is the app that you'll want to download, so go ahead and download this onto your phone. Once this is downloaded, you want to go in and open an account, choose which country you're from, and here is where you're choosing what type of account you want to create. So the invest account is what's called a general investment account. So this is where you can basically put in as much money as you want, and it's basically you can go buy whatever stocks and shares that you want. Where we really want to be looking is in the ISA section here. So we have two options here. We have a stocks ISA, so a stocks and shares ISA as is known, and then we have a cash ISA here at the bottom. So to start investing our money, we want to open a stocks and shares ISA because all of the money that we make in that stocks and shares ISA will be tax-free. So let's jump into there and we go in and create an account. Once you've verified your email, it will ask you for a whole bunch of personal details, starting off with nationality, your name, important information like that. So go through these steps and add in all of your relevant personal information. Once you've added in your personal information, which literally took me about a minute or two to add, the main one to have if you don't already have it is your national insurance number, but you should be able to easily find that. Once you've added in your personal details, it will ask you for a set of financial details. This is all part of regulatory stuff, just to make sure you understand what you're doing when you're coming into investing. But all of these questions are fairly simple to answer, and you should be able to answer them in around about 5 minutes. It does take you through a variety of questions as well when it looks about what you're trying to invest in. Once you've answered all of those questions, and again, I've gone through personal details and all of those experience and financial questions in literally 2 minutes, it will take us to the point where our accounts are set up. Now all we have to do is actually verify our identity. So once you've verified your identification and checked one certificate about US tax residency, which you can read all the information about on the app if you need it, you are now fully set up with an account on Trading 212, which is going to be the platform which you use to buy the different stocks and shares that you will hold. So now that the identity is verified, you are now ready to start investing. So it gives you some options here about what you can already invest in. You can close this because we're going to be making some of our own decisions here and around how we invest. So the next thing we first want to do, so now that we have a ISA set up, before we can actually start investing, we actually need to add some funds into this stocks and shares ISA. So if we add funds, this is where we can connect a bank account to our stocks and shares ISA. So this will be the bank account where either the savings account or maybe your current account where the money is currently that you will be transferring into this. It's always kind of recommended to do the instant bank transfer. This kind of automatically links into your bank and allows to get the money straight into the stocks and shares ISA with literally in a couple of seconds. So it's a great way to get money into your stocks and shares ISA and then to invest it. So once you've then added funds from one of your accounts, you haven't actually yet invested anything. So that is the next and final step. Now, what you choose to invest in is totally up to you and based on your individual financial goals and your risk tolerances, all of that type of stuff. And it's down to you individually to either do your own research or speak to a financial advisor around what might be the right investments for you. However, for the purposes of this demonstration, I am going to assume that I'm going to invest in an ETF, which is a basket of stocks. So I'm going to search for VWRP, and these shortened names are kind of shortened acronyms for some of the ETFs. So VWRP, as we can see at the top here, this is the Vanguard FTSE All World. So this is a basket of stocks and shares from all around the world from different sized companies. So as you can see, it's currently priced at £126, and this is the Vanguard FTSE All World, and it's an accumulating ETF, as you can see at the top with brackets ACC, which means that this is an ETF where any dividends paid out automatically get reinvested. And then it really is just as simple as pressing buy. Going into buy, once you've added in your funds, it will appear there, and then going ahead and buying. And you don't need to have exactly the full amount because Trading 212 allows you to buy fractional shares. So don't worry about having the exact amount of money to buy because this price for this ETF, for example, is going to be changing constantly. And that is it. That is it. You are invested. You've now purchased the Vanguard FTSE All World, and you have a share of all of the companies that are within this ETF. And if you wanted to see more information about what companies are actually part of it, you can have a look further down here on the page where you can have a look at its fund allocation. So you can see which companies from all around the world that this ETF is pulling together. And you can also see what the annualized performance is over the past 1, 3, and 5 years if you want to learn more about this ETF or other ETFs that are available on the platform. And that is it. You are now invested. So hopefully this was a super simple video for you to show you how to get started with the stocks and shares, but do comment or message me if you have any other questions. I might be able to help.